It's time now for the Beer Channel News Late Night Report. Tuesday night, October 7th, 2014. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins, and I your late night news headlines at 11 o'clock. Here, our top story at 11 o'clock. Here is Kurds in Turkey on Tuesday watched the fighting across the border and combined in Syria. There have been 18 airstrikes there. As Erdogan has a tough spot, he could help the Kurds and build bridges with his own Kurdish minority, but that could be the precedent of raging ISIS and Faraz within his own Islamic religion party. They gained power in Turkey after decades as secured cover between precisely because of rising fundamentalism in Turkey and battle between Irish and ISIS and Syrian Kurds. Kobani speaks unrest in Turkey. Conservatives are fierce that the United States Supreme Court have overturned gay marriage bans in 5 states with others to follow. They are putting out photo guards and knocking on doors. An air tanker rebellion on fire burning on the west side of the Yosemite National Park on Tuesday crashed this afternoon, authorities said. Underscored that any wildfires feel about it. His threat that had broken out across the state of recent months. In Dallas, Ebola patient Thomas Eric Duncan had told his fiancée the day that he was diagnosed last week that he regrets exposing her to deadly virus and not knowing he was curing Ebola. He would have preferred to stay in Liberia than die during bring this disease. 2 Japanese scientists and an American who have invented the blue light emitting diode have been awarded a Nobel Prize for physics. Fallen German factory orders highlights global core breweries. A exporter shares follow as year strengthens, and LED makers back trend after Nobel announcement. Boston's computer makes the location process relatively quick, but the fire alarm systems on Massachusetts. Downtown Quetzal events have come and telegraph messages and Milton, for example, worked by punching holes in a piece of the paper. The World Health Organization said on Tuesday that Europe would almost certainly see more cases of Ebola after a nurse in Spain became the first person known to have caught the virus outside of Africa. A strong shallow earthquake shook China in southwestern portion of China overnight, killing at least 1 person, damaging buildings and apartments, thousands of to camp outside as aftershocks continue to strike the air, officials said on Wednesday. Canada is going to the war in Iraq, expected to consider the majority in the House of Commons ensured that the government's motion to join the U.S. Prime Minister Tony Abbott will red card members of the group like he's a terror, denying them entering in Australia. The radical Islamic group will hold elections against the United States-led combat in Syria and Sydney's Lekababa on Friday night. Opposition candidate SAU nevertheless has a chance of victory in a more level playing field in the second round of Jorge Mascal, Chief Investment Officer at the UBS Wealth Management, says in front of you as Brazil still favorable win the Brazil election. Our Delaware mom is under investigation after a 4-year-old son brought over 200 bags of heroin to daycare. The child has started to pass out the packets to other children. Hardwick, Vermont. Vermont State Police said a woman and her boyfriend put alcohol in her disabled 13-year-old son's IV tube, killing him. Walmart, the country's largest retailer, is eliminating health benefits for about 30,000 employees to control its resident health care costs. The National Retail Federation foresees sugar bums and smiles this holiday season, but among Minnesota's biggest retailers, the happy outlook doesn't seem nearly as merry. The number of job openings across the U.S. reached a fresh fall. 13-year high in August has signed this year's strong job growth could stretch into the fall. SodaStream International Limited and Tumble in New York as quarterly sales of its in-home combination system fell short as many as chief executive officer says the company must change direction. Here, Dow Jones closed at 16,719.39, down 26 to 272.52, down. S&P 500 closed at 935.10, down 29.72, and Nasdaq 4485.20, down 69.60. If you'll ask a typical 10-year-old today what's inside a computer or how the software is created, she's likely to be baffled. The U.S. International Trade Commission will look at a complaint made by NVIDIA concerning certain Samsung products which NVIDIA claims infringe on its graphics processor patents. The Los Angeles Police Department is reviewing a 2012 investigation of 7 actor Stephen Combs after sexual abuse allegations surfaced on Tuesday. Sarah Goldberg, the 40-year-old Chicago native, passed away in her sleep on September 27th of natural causes. Her mother told the newspaper as a heart ailment is the best cause of death, but an official cause of death cannot be determined by autopsy, her mother said. Look, but Premier's Nick Beck who let the cat out and why the front door to be mentioned slightly ajar as sacrificial from director David Fincher. Actress Jennifer Lawrence is speaking out about her nude photos being leaked for the first time, saying that the situation is not only a scandal but a sex crime. A lunar eclipse is more than just a spectacle. In the sky, scientists from ancient Greece to the present use them to discover deeper facts about Earth and its place in its universe. If aliens are going out of the way to kick up dust in the Wild West, they do in the upcoming movie Cowboys and Aliens, they must be coming from somewhere. And our new study associates tobacco use with increased risk of HPV infection in human papillomavirus type 16 as the HPV-16 as a virus which could cause cancer of the mouth and our throat. Passengers moving from the screening area arrived at Newark Liberty International Airport from Brussels as health officials promised extra airport screening for Ebola. And neuroscientists from the University of Geneva have devised a technique that reveals evidence of a cognitive decline prior to the onset of symptoms, an indication that filtration of the brain happens before we are able to pick up a cognitive deficiencies. Here. Healthcare costs. Casinos and gas tax highlight that Massachusetts Governor's rate held at the WBC studios in Boston tonight. After more than 20 years using the jingle Bernie and Phil's quality cut for the brass, that's next. The North Massachusetts-based furniture store chain will be changing their tune for a new campaign. Rebel Philippos is accused of lying to authorities after the Boston Marathon bombers as Zakov testified in the trial today. When confronted by Wilbur and Winchester homeowners after a string of home break-ins, the barber was polite. 6-year-old J.C. Montague of New Hampshire called 911 when a tree on her father and seriously injured him as she was created by authorities. The English-speaking man is seen in the propaganda video released by ISIS in September as the FBI speaks public help and defiant the man. And Shaka Mukbo, a Providence resident infected with Ebola, is receiving experimental treatment at the same hospital that Dr. Rick Sacker was treated at and released. A study showed that listening to the radio provides a little risk while using a risk-activated command as a study saying that public safety crisis is due to distracted driving. A high-ranking Chicago police officer was in critical condition of being shot in the Englewood neighborhood, and police said they were in a standoff in the building where the shooting took place, authorities said. Holyoke, Massachusetts, an armed robbery at 4 Adams Street at a anonymous mini-mart at store robbed at gunpoint by a Hispanic male, blue jeans, white shirt, and a white shirt covering his face, 5 o'clock shadow, foot on foot, with a black handgun. As clerk discovered jailhouse tattoos on the suspect's left forearm, and Holyoke Police Department is en route to the scene. Threats made against kids in Johnson Ward, Cranston said the police chief in Johnson said a letter threatened physical violence against elementary school children. In Boston, Massachusetts, at 4 Market Street, the Boston Park Ring was struck by a vehicle and no extent of injury. In Springfield, Massachusetts, a shooting on Cruise Street cruised on scene with a person shot multiple times and being transported to a local hospital and LT injuries. Crime scene has been stopped by Springfield police. Peter Channel News Time, 11:08, and it's time now for a little traffic report here on this late Tuesday night here. Okay, let's take a look at the traffic here at 11:09 here. Okay, let's take a look at a traffic situation here. At 11:09 here, and it's smooth sailing highways and byways in New England there. On this late Tuesday night here. Peter Taylor News Time, 11:10, time and a half, a little weather report here. Current conditions here in North Massachusetts at 11:10, 65 degrees with broken clouds, humidity 93%, wind speed 3 miles per hour to the southeast, and a dew point about 63 degrees and visibility of 10 miles here. Our current conditions here in the region here, it is on a October 9 in Boston here, and around the region here. 60 degrees our temperature right now here in Boston here. We have 64 degrees in Bedford, 64 in Gloucester, 62 up in Haverhill, 59 in Worcester, 59 in Sturbridge, 61 in Webster, 63 in Milford, 62 in Norwood, 65 in Taunton, 66 out in New Bedford. It's 66 in Plymouth and in Falmouth and Cape Cod Bay, 65 in Martha's Vineyard, 63 in Nantucket, 61 in Chatham, 64 in Provincetown, 66 in Block-on, 60 in West Philly, 64 in Providence, 61 in Smithfield, 68 in New York City, 66 in Islip, 66 in Montauk, 66 in Block-on, 67 in Bridgeport, 68 in New Haven, 64 in Danbury, 63 in Waterbury, 62 in Meriden, 63 in Hartford, 64 in Windsor Locks, 63 in Springfield, 60 in Amherst, 63 in Greenfield, 62 in Garner, 69 in Pittsfield, 62 in Northampton, Massachusetts, 65 in Albany, 63 out in Bennington, 56 in Bradford, Vermont, 63 in Keene, New Hampshire, 16 in Sheffield, New Hampshire, and in Manchester, New Hampshire, 62 in Concord and Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 61 in Nashville, New Hampshire, and it's 63 up in Portland, Maine here. Take a look at our map situation here, and it shows station front from British Columbia stretching all the way down to 7 Alberta, down for the Rockies, merging with a cold front from 7 Colorado, stretching to Oklahoma and Arkansas, down for 7 Illinois, and down for Indiana, warm front from Ohio, stretching down to Kentucky and Tennessee, and a pink front down from Michigan, while a cold front up in Wisconsin, stretching up into Ontario, and a pink front up in the northeastern Ontario. We've got low pressure in northern Ontario, north central Michigan, western Texas, and western Oklahoma, and central California, and off the Gulf of California. And we got high pressure in northeastern Nevada, northern Arizona, and western Colorado, and eastern Montana, and off the Carolinas here. Station front down in Saskatchewan, warm front of British Columbia here. And we got 57 degrees at temperature right now here in Pittsburgh, 66 out in Washington, D.C., 70 in Atlanta, 80 in Miami, 81 in Brownsville, Texas, 89 in Dallas, Texas, 70 in Kansas City, 63 in Omaha, Nebraska, 56 in Chicago, 57 in Detroit, 51 in Great City of Minneapolis, St. Paul, 61 in Great Falls, Montana. It's 64 out in Seattle, 65 in San Francisco, 73 in Los Angeles, 79 in Las Vegas, 70 out in Salt Lake City, 60 out in Denver, 76 in Albuquerque, and 86 out in Phoenix. Here. Okay, let's take a look at satellite look. A radar scope here. And it shows a few rain showers off the Cape and Islands here. And to the west of us here. To the west of us, a line of rain showers from southwestern portions of Vermont, stretching down from New York State, from Mason Quarter, from Saratoga Springs to Albany, down to New York City, around northeastern New Jersey here. And a couple of batches of rain showers in north central portions of New Hampshire. And we've seen some spotty rain showers, rain in Maine here. Okay, well, to the west of us, this is going to be our rainmaker for tomorrow morning. A lot of rain showers from central New York down for eastern Pennsylvania, down for New Jersey, covering eastern Maryland and Virginia, stretching into Virginia, down to central Kentucky, down for western Carolina, here in southeastern portions of Missouri here. And some snow and sleet showers from southwestern portions of Ontario. Got rain some central portions of Alberta and after eastern portions of British Columbia, some snow mixed with it. And still rain from Arizona down and southeastern California and northern Mexico as the remnants of Simon move through here. And spotty rain showers from northeastern Illinois, central Indiana, and Ohio, and spotty rain showers southwestern Florida, down through the western tip of Cuba. Here. Okay, take a look at a satellite look here. Shows clouds coming much from New England and after the northeastern states, down Virginia, down eastern Kentucky, and line of clouds from Florida, stretching up the Atlantic seaboard. Line of clouds coming from northern Great Lakes, up and down to Quebec, and up and Manitoba, down Saskatchewan, line of clouds from Arizona and Alberta, down for British Columbia and the northern Washington state. And line of clouds coming from Falkland region, out of western Texas and northwestern Mexico, southern California, and the 7 of the air. Okay. Let's take a look what is going on in the tropics here. Here's something brewing in the tropics in the Atlantic here. As an area of low pressure located over the east extreme southwestern Caribbean Sea is producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. The low expected to drift westward near over Central America during the next few days, and the development is likely to be limited by its proximity to land. Regardless of development, it never rains possible over portions of the Central America during the next few days. Formation chance for forecast, low 10% formation chance in 5 days, low 20% here. Okay, the latest on Simon here. Okay. It's now post-tropical cyclone here. Central location, 20.1 to the north, 150 to the west. Max the same winds about 35 miles per movement. Northeast about 7 miles an hour here. Here's where to take a look at our latest on public advisory on Simon. Has become the remnant low, and this is the last public advisory. There are no close waters warnings effect at 8 p.m. Pacific time. 300 UTC, the central parts of tropical cyclone Simon was located latitude 20.1 to the north, longitude 150.8 to the west, and the cyclone is moving toward the northeast near 7 miles per hour. 11 kilometers an hour, and the general motion of a slight increase in the forward speed that is affected during the next day or so. The maximum same winds are near 35 miles per 55 kilometers with higher gusts, and some weakness forecast during the next day or so. And the cyclone is forecast to degenerate into a trail of low pressure by Thursday, and estimated minimum central pressure is 1.3 millibars or 29 to 62 inches. Rainfall, additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches are expected across northern portions of the Baja covered peninsula and the state of Sonora is northwest Mexico for Wednesday over the next couple of days, and some total rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches. With estimated amounts of 4 inches are expected across portions of Arizona. This rainfall could cause some flash-flooding and some mudslides. The swells generated by Simon will affect portions of the Baja covered peninsula and the coast of southern California for tonight, and these swells are likely to cause life-threatening surf and rip current conditions here, as this will be the last public advisory issued by the National Weather Service on Simon here. In the Central Pacific, no tropical cyclone is expected by Thursday afternoon here. Okay, take a look at a short range public discussion here. Showers and thunderstorms are spreading from the Tennessee Valley to the Mid-Atlantic and northeastern states. And Tuesday and Wednesday morning, and tropical moisture from Simon expected to bring heavy rain to portions of the southwest begin on Tuesday. Mid-level shockwaves rotating around a deep low over the eastern Canada will bring wet weather to the Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and northeast this afternoon. Severe weather possible across the northern Kentucky, southern Ohio, and West Virginia, with thunderstorms development in a strongly sheared environment, even with the surface temperature on the cool side. Strong dynamics taking place in the mid and upper levels with straight enough ascent for the strongest severe storms today, with a mid-level shortwave moving rapidly around the deep low. Upper low showers will move across the Mid-Atlantic and northeast tonight before exiting New England hastily tomorrow morning. Some lake effect or lake showers could develop Downwind of the Great Lakes after the frontal passage as much colder air moves in aloft. Tropical moisture from the salmon is already making its way into the desert southwest as showers and thunderstorms will make continue across the region over the next 48 hours as the circulation of switcher wind and salmon moves inland as anticipates that bulk precipitation should fall across Arizona with highest amounts of with a higher terrain as central Arizona as flash flooding as possible across much of the central southern Arizona today. And let's take a look at our forecast discussion. A complex of showers and perhaps a few strong severe thunderstorms are possible very late tonight and early Wednesday morning. And this week followed by a breezy but mostly dry day Wednesday and Thursday. A period of rain is possible Friday night and Saturday morning with the highest risk stop at the mass pack. Mainly dry and cool weather for Saturday night and Sunday followed by some mild weather early next week. For the most part, the forecast remains on track with us. 10 p.m. We always notice some Boston weak convection near Milltown, New York, which is right on the nose of the development strong low-level jet and mid-level dry slot. Mesoscale models seem to be at least a temperature pickup and this adjusted pops and timing based on a blended days mainly WRF, REF, HRRR. Otherwise, thinking that remains the same strong winds and potential damage even with showers and thunderstorms during the early morning hours with the risk of accident tornado disagrees with the latest. FSP thinking of creating a 15% wind and a 5% tornado risk and given the thinking remaining the same the previous AFT follows here. As we are going to take a look at a low weather notes here. Today it was 68 to 75 degrees. It was a nice, mild October day and night. And a windy and blustery day today. 2 a.m. entering storms will be in the western part of the state. And I'm timing that the thunderstorms Boston province going to be between 6:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. And stormy 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. to be severe storms. 0 to 5% chance of a tornado here. As this afternoon, while waiting for the bus at Northwoods Crossing in Taunton, clouds began to darken up a little bit in the afternoon, and we got a couple little showers in the Taunton area by about 12:15 in the afternoon here in Taunton here. As we are going to take a look at, we are going to be under the gun in the morning for a round of severe weather, as strong as severe thunderstorms as possible late tonight into tomorrow morning here. As showers will begin out west about 2 to 4 a.m. and best chance for strong storms will be between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. and high confidence that will be in the morning period be impacted. Showers will exit the coast after 10 a.m. to be impacts. The Wednesday morning period will be impacted. Gusty winds between 40 and 60 miles per hour. Heavy rain reaching up to an inch and isolated tornado water spout as possible and pockets of coastal flood along the Narragansett Bay during the morning high tide. Here is we are going to time the storms here. Alright, we're going to time the storms there. Okay. From now, the showers and storms will be appearing here in New York and New Jersey and now eastern Pennsylvania by around right now here. And now at 1 o'clock. The storms will make its way towards the Capital District and now for western Massachusetts up to the Connecticut here. And around New York City, New Jersey by about 1:38. And then 3:46 around 4 o'clock will be in much of Connecticut, western Rhode Island, and after much of Massachusetts, southern New Hampshire, Vermont, and up in the upstate and eastern New York here. And by about 5:55, a line of showers and storms from central Ireland after eastern Connecticut, after central Massachusetts, up in the northern Massachusetts, up in the New Hampshire, Maine, and up in the Vermont, and up in the upstate New York by about around 6 o'clock. And then 8 o'clock will be in the Boston, Providence, southeastern Massachusetts corridor down for the eastern Long Island and out through New Jersey here, and it'll make its way out by about 10, 12 noon and so. I'm going to be timing the storms here in the Boston, Providence, including here in Norton by about 6 to 8 o'clock in the morning here. 6 to 9 o'clock in the morning time here. Is those of you parents who have kids in the bus stop, you gotta either drive them to school in your cars Because you don't want to see your kids get struck by lightning. No! We don't want that to happen here as the when thunder wars go indoors here as today's temperature high for tomorrow's temperature range will be 68 to 75 degrees here. Okay. Okay, special weather statement here. A few strong and severe thunderstorms possible overnight in the early Wednesday morning. A cluster of showers and thunderstorms will move into the western New England after midnight. The activity will spread to eastward. In fact, the early mountain hours, the primary time of concern are between 2 and 10 a.m. and particularly between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. At the very least, brief heavy rain may result in some poor drainage, street flooding during the Wednesday morning rush hour, so it allows check time to reach your destination here. A few strong and severe thunderstorms are also possible with localized damage, wind gusts, and ice risk for severe weather. Is across Connecticut, Rhode Island, and well for eastern Massachusetts, but cannot be ruled out across the rest of the region. Down branches and perhaps down power lines are possible as streets are still fully lit in addition to be a low probability of an isolated tornado. And please stay tuned to the National Weather Service for additional statements and possible warnings early Wednesday morning here. And day one today tonight. There'll be continues to be a low to moderate risk for a few strong thunderstorms overnight in the early Wednesday morning here. Heavy rain and local strong wind gusts will be the primary threat. By isolated tornado or even in small hail cannot be ruled out. And day 2 for 7, Wednesday or Monday. No hazard weather expected at this time. Here, 7-day forecast goes like this. Here, while you're sleeping in overnight tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. and a chance of showers possibly a thunderstorm after 5 a.m. Some storms produce gusty winds and heavy rain. Patchy mild gets to 4 a.m. or as low around 60 degrees and south wind about 5 to 7 miles per hour. Precipitation is 8%. No rain for much between the 3/10 and a quarter inch possible. Extended amounts possible thunderstorms. Wednesday, showers and possibly a thunderstorm before 10 a.m. and a chance of showers and thunderstorms between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Some storms produce gusty winds and heavy rain and patchy fall between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. 172 degrees at the southwest, winds about 11 to 14 miles per hour, gust size 29 miles per hour, and anticipation is 9% and new rain about 3.25 inch possible. With that, most of the coast got about 45 degrees. Thursday, San Francisco got about 65, low about 43 degrees, and west winds about 5 to 13 miles an hour. Friday, sunny skies high about 64 degrees. Friday night, chance of rain after 10 p.m. About the most skies got low 46 degrees. Chance precipitation is 50%. Saturday, rain likely most skies high about 38 degrees and chance precipitation is 6%. Saturday night, podcast got low 42 degrees. Sunday, most of the Sunday podcast got about 59, low about 42 degrees. Columbus Day, Pakistan most skies got about 61 and low about 31 degrees. Tuesday, chance of showers. Pakistan got about 72 degrees and chance precipitation 30%. There's what a phrase of the night. A wet and stormy Wednesday morning start to your morning here, but clear in the afternoon here. Okay, let's take a look at sports roundup here. On this so tonight here, and the St. Louis Cardinals are punching their ticket to the National League Championship Series here, as they defeat the Los Angeles Dodgers at Busch Stadium. Ow. 3-2 here, as now they await the winner of the Washington Nationals and San Francisco Giants game, as now the San Francisco Giants holding a 2-1 lead in the top 6 over the Washington Nationals there. And take a look at NBA action here on this late Tuesday night. In the preseason here, Indiana defeated Minnesota 103-90. Brooklyn 111, MTA 94, Orlando 108, Miami 101 in overtime, Detroit 111, Chicago 109 in overtime, Utah 92, Portland 73, Houston 108, Dallas 104 in the fourth quarter with 48.8 seconds left in the house. Sacramento 58, Toronto 52 with 10:51 left in the third quarter, and Golden State 43, Los Angeles Clippers 39. All right, let's take a look at sports news here. As Los Angeles Dodgers ace Clayton Kershaw fell to a crash to slow to something, he's let go, clutching his knees with his hands here. And in San Francisco Giants built a 10-game postseason streak, the longest ever by a National League team on a foundation extended out pitching, solid fielding, and clutch it in. As now the game is started 2-2 apiece on the top of 7th. As in St. Louis, in the midst of a dramatic game for the National League divisional series, in which the Cardinals closed out the Dodgers Tuesday by winning 3-2, the use of review plays became a topic of discussion 3 times. One review was used. With these 2-star forwards in the core of a strong defense back, the Chicago Blackhawks are feeling confident about a chance to get back to the Stanley Cup Finals. Before he could step on the floor, Phoenix and 2013 first-round pick and Alex Len has found another way to injure himself, this time injured his fractured finger per the Suns' official site. Roger Goodell has been asking the NFL Players Association experts on domestic violence. 5-year-old boy signs contract in Crayon with Utah Jazz. The Detroit Lions have found their third kicker on the season, signing former Denver Broncos kicker Matt Purdy to a 1-year deal. In Eugene, it seems like Oregon's offense has been easier to see that oversee the last several weeks. It's because its once famous player slowed down its focus. The Pittsburgh Penguins looked match affected its top power play unit from 2013-2014 season. The San Chargers resigned running back Ronnie Moran and center Trevor Wilson and Trevor Robinson from Cincinnati's practice squad. Napa, California, new PGA Tour season starts Thursday. It's about time. The last thing American golf needs right now is another idle week to react to a Ryder Cup loss that is getting overcooked by the minute. In Denver, a person familiar with the negotiators say Denver Nuggets forward Kenneth Faird has agreed to a 4-year, $50 million contract extension. ESPN college football reporter Chris Lowe discussed the fight between Florida's players Skyler Munweg and Gerald Wills III that resulted in Munweg being treated at a local hospital. Vic Braden's long love affair with tennis began when he caught steal balls at 13 as he's dead at the age of 85. LeBron James has passed Tiger Woods on the Forbes list of the world's most valuable athletes of Fab 40 as a most valuable sportsman. 2014 was released on Tuesday, listing the top 10 sportsmen by business, events, teams, athletes. LeBron James signed a 2-year contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers, meaning he will become a free agent from the 2015-16 season when the new TV contract begins. A mere day before the start of the 2014-15 campaign, the San Jose Sharks have trimmed their roster to require 27 players in less than 24 hours. Less fans will be able to see the Sharks face off against the Los Angeles Kings in games, unfortunately. Rio is Chicago will get to introduce a silver bridle result since Spa's north course of this week. First.com opening takes Sarah, accumulating an 11th career win on the Japan Golf Tour last season, but he's still searching the elusive first win on the PGA Tour. Kenville, Texas, accused child abuser Adrian Peterson attempts to defend himself against allegations of reckless and negligent treatment of his 4-year-old son when he's accused and scheduled to appear in Montgomery County, Texas, court on Wednesday morning. And finally tonight, here, you know why the Peter Channel News Evening Report wasn't on? Because yours truly, along with many other people from Norton, Mansfield, Foxborough, embarked on Mansfield Crossing and attended the Taste of the Tri-Town this evening as a lot of people, including myself, sampled lots and lots of dishes that the restaurants from Norton, Mansfield, and Foxborough had to sample out, ranging from buffalo wings and steak and chicken and pizzas and all sorts of yummy concoctions that all the restaurants from Norton, Mansfield, and Foxborough had to offer, and everybody, including myself, had a good time with a lot of folks, a lot of people here. So, and that is going to be it for the Peter Channel News Late Night Report on this October 7th, 2014 on a Tuesday night. I'm Peter J. with you, Bob. Good night, and I'll see you tomorrow morning here. Good night, and a good morning here.